I want to recap a little bit of this last year and what we've attempted to do. I sit on Sub 2, and I love that committee, great members there to work with. In January, we talked about the early action monies, which we put into the budget, because we knew going into this drought that we were going to have fires, and it was true. But what happened in that process is that the money got taken away and didn't get spent. So we came back and we said, no, we're going to do it. So we did the budget, and we put the money in. And if you recall, I stood on the floor and said, we're going to have a cleanup bill, which that's this bill, to actually implement how we're going to spend the money. As fires were burning when we were in recess, I did some homework. I actually went out and researched and found, and I have the list right here in my hand, of $460,000 or $460 million worth of projects across the state. These are your districts that are shovel-ready CEQA and NEPA projects that would do vegetation management throughout the state. So I brought this list back and I submitted it to the budget chair in the Assembly, and I worked with my colleagues on Sub 2 to try to get this implemented. And it didn't happen. So I came to our budget hearing a couple of nights ago and I asked, why aren't these put in? These are shovel-ready jobs as my district's burning down. And I did a motion to put these projects actually in the budget. Now, I'm going to say thank you to the budget chair and all of you who sit on budget and have listened to the frustrations I have. It's not the money. We have tons of money. It's how we get the money out the door. That's been my frustration, is that CAL FIRE Chief Tom Porter said we're not equipped to spend money. In the 25 years I've been elected, I've always been trying to find money. Never had much of a problem spending it. These fire safe councils, RCDs, and counties have the ability to get this money out. Now, yes, I will concede that money's going to the conservancies. They will be able to get some of this money out. But we need to fast track this. My budget amendment said we will put these projects on the ground by January 1. In this process we have right now, it's not going to happen. As we burn, the fire that burned into, the Caldor fire that burned into Lake Tahoe, which is still burning, there was a fuel break as the fire came over the ridge. We backfired, or the CAL FIRE was able to backfire and save the community. These wildland-urban interface fuel breaks save your communities. If we would have had one around Greenville, there would still be a town there. So for me, it's not about, I want to commend that you're true. Everything that was said is true. This is more money than ever, but it's how we spend the money. It's my argument whether we should fund to or regulate weed eaters and lawnmowers versus planting trees and saving trees. The senator from San Fernando made my case when he talked about trees. 1 million acres in my district alone this year is burning. You know how many trees that is? That's a lot of trees to plant, costs a lot of money. If we could save those trees, which sequester carbon, would change our climate change model faster than anything else. That's my frustration, members, and I said during the budget, I'm not going to go away. I'm going to keep continuing to hound and work until we get these projects implemented and on the ground. That's what's going to make the difference. For those reasons, I'm not going to support this bill today until we actually prioritize and get the money to the ground and do the jobs that are not just in my district, they're in your districts as well. Thank you, Madam Chair.